Princess Catherine has once again stepped into the international spotlight as she continues her highly significant solo visit to Italy, with royal watchers closely following every moment of what many are calling a carefully measured return to full public life. On May 14th, the Princess of Wales was seen visiting a nature-focused preschool in Reggio Emilia, where she spent time with young children, educators, and school staff in an environment built around outdoor learning and early childhood development. At 44 years old, Catherine's appearance at the Salvador Allende preschool carried a level of attention that goes far beyond a typical royal engagement. This is not just another overseas visit. For many observers of the British royal family, it represents a symbolic and carefully staged re-emergence of the princess after a deeply challenging personal health journey. The visit itself focused on a unique educational model that encourages children to learn through nature, outdoor exploration, and hands-on experiences rather than traditional classroom-only settings. Catherine was seen observing children as they took part in activities outside, interacting with teachers, and speaking with education leaders who have helped shape this progressive approach to early learning. What stood out most during the visit was the tone of engagement. Rather than a formal, distant royal appearance, Catherine appeared relaxed and fully immersed in the environment around her. She took time to speak directly with educators about how the school integrates nature into everyday learning and how this approach helps children develop confidence, curiosity, and emotional awareness from a young age. This kind of engagement has become increasingly associated with the Princess of Wales in recent years. Her focus on early childhood development has been one of her defining public projects, and her work in this area has consistently emphasized the importance of emotional well-being, mental health, and the long-term impact of early experiences on a child's future. But beyond the educational focus, this visit is also being viewed through a much wider royal lens. Catherine's trip to Italy comes at a time when her gradual return to public duties is being carefully observed both in the UK and internationally. After revealing her cancer diagnosis in March 2024, the princess stepped back from royal engagements to focus on treatment and recovery, a period that naturally sparked global concern and sympathy. 6 months later, when she announced she was in remission, it marked a major turning point, not just personally, but also in terms of her role within the monarchy. Since then, each public appearance has been seen as part of a slow and deliberate return, rather than an immediate full-time comeback. This Italy visit is now being described by royal commentators as one of the most significant steps in that process so far. Unlike brief appearances in the UK, this is a full international engagement, requiring travel, sustained public interaction, and a demanding schedule that signals increasing confidence in her health and energy levels. During her time at the preschool, Catherine was observed closely following the children's activities, spending time outdoors with them, and engaging in discussions with staff about how the environment influences learning outcomes. The Salvador Allende Preschool is known for its strong emphasis on nature-based education, where classrooms extend beyond walls and children are encouraged to explore, observe, and interact with the natural world as part of their daily learning routine. Educators at the school shared insights into how this approach was developed and how it continues to evolve. Catherine's interest in these methods aligned closely with her long-standing advocacy for early childhood development, particularly in areas related to emotional growth and social learning. What makes this engagement particularly notable is how seamlessly it fits into her broader royal identity. Over the years, Catherine has carefully built a reputation as a royal figure deeply invested in the early years of life, often highlighting how crucial those formative stages are in shaping future adults. Her visit to Italy reinforces that focus on an international stage, showing that her work is not limited to the UK, but resonates across different education systems and cultures. At the same time, the public fascination with her return cannot be separated from the personal context surrounding it. Her cancer diagnosis in 2024 marked one of the most difficult periods in recent royal history, with limited public appearances and carefully managed communication from the palace. That period naturally led to widespread speculation, concern, and global attention on her well-being. When she later confirmed she was in remission, it was met with relief and renewed interest in how she would re-enter royal life. Since then, each appearance has been closely analyzed, not just for its official purpose, but also for what it signals about her long-term role role within the monarchy. The Italy visit in particular has been seen as a strong indication that she is not only returning, but doing so with a clear sense of direction. Rather than appearing in traditional ceremonial settings, she is choosing engagements that align with her core interests and long-term charitable focus. That includes education, child development, and mental health awareness. Observers have also noted the symbolic nature of her solo travel. While Prince William remains active in his own royal duties in the UK, Catherine's independent international engagement reflects a growing confidence in her ability to undertake major responsibilities on her own schedule. This balance between joint royal duties and individual projects is increasingly shaping the modern image of the Prince and Princess of Wales. During the visit, Catherine's interactions with children appeared natural and unforced, with moments of laughter, curiosity, and direct engagement that highlighted her ease in these environments. Teachers at the preschool emphasize the importance of the school's connection to nature, explaining how outdoor learning helps children develop not just academically, but emotionally and socially as well. Catherine's interest in these discussions was evident throughout the visit. She asked questions, observed learning activities, and took time to understand how educators balance structure with freedom in such an open learning environment. It is exactly this type of hands-on engagement that has become a defining feature of her public work. Beyond the educational aspects, the visit also reinforces the broader image of Catherine as a future queen consort, preparing for a long-term leadership role within the monarchy. Her public presence is increasingly being shaped around themes of stability, continuity, and modern relevance, particularly at a time when the royal family continues to adapt to changing public expectations. Her health journey also adds another layer of meaning to this appearance. Returning to international duties after a serious health battle is not just a professional milestone, but a personal one, reflecting resilience and gradual recovery. While the palace remains careful about sharing medical details, the nature and scale of her engagements are often interpreted as indirect indicators of her well-being. Royal experts often point out that Catherine's return has been deliberately paced. Rather than rushing back into a full schedule, her appearances have been spaced out and carefully selected, suggesting a long-term approach to sustainability rather than short-term visibility. This Italy visit fits that pattern. It is meaningful, visible, and internationally significant, but also structured in a way that allows focus on a single theme and engagement type. That kind of controlled return has become a hallmark of modern royal planning, especially for senior members recovering from major health challenges. As the Princess of Wales continues her visit, attention will likely remain focused not just on the engagements themselves, but on what they represent in the broader story of her role within the monarchy. Each appearance now carries added weight as public interest remains high and expectations for her future role continue to grow. For now, what stands out most is the sense of continuity and calm surrounding her return. In a royal landscape often shaped by rapid developments and shifting narratives, Catherine's steady reemergence is being watched as a sign of stability for the years ahead. And as her Italy visit continues, it is clear that this is more than just a diplomatic engagement. It is another carefully placed step in a much larger journey, one that blends personal recovery, public duty, and the evolving future of the British royal family.